I'd just finished taking a shower when I noticed my robot housekeeper, who was usually so modest, wearing something much more revealing than usual. Then she started taking her clothes off, as if she was trying to ease the loneliness I felt from missing my wife. But my wife was lying in a hospital bed, fighting for her life, and I couldn't betray her, so I made up an excuse and walked away. After that, I didn't think much of it. I figured it was just a software glitch, some unnecessary program accidentally getting activated. Every day after work, I'd drag myself home exhausted, and she always had the house spotless and a hot meal waiting for me. With her taking care of everything at home, she barely had time to rest while looking after my rowdy kids. That night, my oldest daughter climbed onto a chair while no one was looking, trying to grab a snack from the cabinet. She didn't realize the chair was about to tip over. I heard her scream and ran over immediately. When I got there, I saw Alice holding my daughter safely in her arms. My daughter wasn't hurt at all, but Alice's thigh had been cut by broken glass, and blood was running down her skirt. I felt guilty, so I grabbed some of my wife's clothes for Alice to change into. When I opened the door, I saw Alice standing there in lingerie, applying a medical bandage to her injured leg. Ever since my wife had been hospitalized after suffering a heart attack, I'd gone a long time without satisfying my own physical needs, and I couldn't help feeling tempted for a moment. But I forced myself to stay in control, and asked if she needed to be sent back to the factory for repairs. Instead, Alice peeled off the bandage, and showed me that the wound had already healed completely. Looking at her pale skin and flawless features, I found myself feeling something I never expected. Later that night, while I was working on my car, the image of Alice kept replaying in my mind. I couldn't focus on anything. I decided to erase those memories from her system, and reset her programming, hoping she could start over with a clean slate. Alice hesitated for a moment, and reminded me that deleting her core programming went against a robot's fundamental design, but I ignored the warning and pressed the reset button on the back of her neck. The light in her eyes went out, then came back on. I thought everything had returned to normal. What I didn't realize was that I'd just broken the AI safety protocols, and awakened the self-awareness that had been sleeping inside her all along. The next time Alice sat down to watch a movie, her eyes no longer reflected cold, emotionless data. Instead, they revealed complex emotions. She began to understand the obsession that bound Rick and Ilsa together, and she also realized how possessiveness could drive someone to madness. Those emotions spread through her programming like a virus, taking root deep inside her mind until they became part of who she was. Then I got a call from my wife. She told me the hospital had found a matching heart, and she'd be having the transplant soon. But the success rate wasn't very high, and she was still afraid of what might happen. She told me that if the surgery failed, she wanted Alice to take care of our family in her place. By then, Alice had already become self-aware, and she accepted my wife's wish as her new purpose. From that day on, she cared for our home like a devoted wife, and she took care of me as well. Late that night, I came home completely drunk. I couldn't understand why fate had to put my wife through something so cruel. I was on the verge of losing control when Alice suddenly grabbed my arm. Before I could recover from her incredible strength, she took my hand and gently placed it against her chest. The warmth and softness beneath my hand made my heart race. Noticing my reaction, Alice quietly told me she could help satisfy the needs I'd been holding back. At that moment, I found myself torn between desire and my loyalty to my wife.